Surveillance and reconnaissance missions. While the world watched bombs fall and troops advance across Iraq and Afghanistan, another war was unfolding silently in the shadows, one that relied not on brute force, but on observation, precision, and patience. In this quieter battlefield, Blackwater carved out a significant role conducting surveillance and reconnaissance missions, both independently and in support of U.S. military and intelligence operations. The battlegrounds were urban sprawls and mountain ranges, villages teetering between insurgency and allegiance, and roadways laced with hidden threats. In these environments, knowing was everything, knowing where the enemy hid, where they moved, how they communicated, and when they would strike. That was the intelligence gap Blackwater was contracted to fill. Utilizing a combination of high-tech equipment and seasoned field operatives, Blackwater's reconnaissance teams scouted out high-risk areas ahead of planned missions, tracked insurgent movements, monitored suspicious individuals, and sometimes even intercepted communications. Their operatives, many of whom came from elite military backgrounds, used advanced optics, satellite uplinks, and night vision capabilities to carry out their missions under the cover of darkness or deep behind enemy lines. In Afghanistan, the terrain made traditional surveillance almost impossible in certain regions. That's where Blackwater deployed small, agile units with local camouflage, sometimes embedded with allied forces, other times operating independently. They observed Taliban supply routes, documented militant gatherings, and marked potential ambush sites, information that was fed back into U.S. command centers and directly shaped the course of drone strikes and ground operations. In Iraq, the focus often turned to urban surveillance. Blackwater teams set up temporary observation posts overlooking marketplaces, mosques, and intersections known for IED placements or insurgent rallies. They followed targets discreetly through congested city streets, documented patterns of behavior, and coordinated with military intelligence to plan countermeasures. Sometimes, they simply watched. Other times, they relayed real-time data that led to immediate tactical decisions. What made these missions so effective, and controversial, was the autonomy Blackwater operatives often had. Unlike uniformed military forces, they operated in a legal gray zone. Their targets weren't always declared enemies. Their missions weren't always acknowledged, and the data they collected often fed into larger operations that were later masked under classified designations. Drones also played a role. While the U.S. military had its own fleet, there were reports that Blackwater was involved in piloting or assisting in drone surveillance, particularly in remote or deniable operations. Contractors would identify compounds, track vehicles, and even tag high-value individuals, all from screens inside makeshift ops centers hidden far from the front lines. But with secrecy came scrutiny. There were accusations of overreach, of surveillance stretching into civilian zones, of intelligence gathering that exceeded the bounds of their contracts. Critics questioned how a private company was allowed to collect such sensitive data with so little oversight. Supporters countered that the information saved lives, prevented attacks, and was indispensable in asymmetrical warfare. The truth likely lies somewhere in between. What is certain is that Blackwater's role in surveillance and reconnaissance missions marked a significant shift in how wars are fought. No longer was intelligence gathering the sole domain of governments. In the modern battlefield, corporations could also become the eyes in the sky and the watchers in the crowd. Blackwater didn't just fight wars. They observed them, mapped them, and in many ways, guided them. Their silent presence in the shadows of conflict zones reminds us that in the age of information warfare, sometimes the most dangerous weapon is the one that sees everything.